Management of protected data requires the ability to verify access controls. Specific policies that are needed for protected data include generation of a list of persons who can access a collection and management of usage agreements from each user. Two policies for creating lists of users are available at LifeLibeZone Home RW Rules test-listaccess.r. LifeLibeZone Home RW Rules test-listgroup.r. Two policies for managing usage agreements that have been received from each user are available at LifeLibeZone Home RW Rules HIPAA-check-access-approval.r. LifeLibeZone Home RW Rules HIPAA VerifyAccess-approval.r. Policies are needed to manage access controls for both users and groups of users. This is slightly complicated by the need to deal with users from federated data grids and the need to expand group membership lists to track all of the members in a group. The rule test-listaccess.r checks for all persons with access to a collection and expands groups to identify members of each group. The rule test-listgroup.r identifies members of a specified group. The rule HIPAA check access approval.r checks whether all files in a collection have an access approval flag set. The rule HIPAA verify access approval.r checks that if the access approval flag is set, the access permissions are adjusted for public access. Access controls can change at any time. If groups are used to assign access controls, group membership may also change. If you assign group access to a collection, you'll need to periodically review who is a member of the group. Group membership may change as an unintended consequence of another policy, such as when files are copied to another location and a policy sets a new access control. Setting access permission flags on a collection name can provide more control. The access permission flag has to be checked in addition to regular access controls. This adds one more level of control to the system. The access permission flag can be required for all groups, not just for public access. An example is checking that a use agreement has been received and is still current. If the use agreement has been revoked, then the access should be denied. The ability to assign access permissions for multiple groups to a file is an extension provided by data grids that is beyond the capabilities of the Unix operating system. A use case for patient data research collection is the following. Project A requires access to the files File 1, File 2, File 3, File 4, File 5. Project B requires access to an overlapping set of files, File 3, File 5, File 7, File 8. Project A has members User A, User B, User C, User D, who are members of Group A. Project B has members User A, User D, User E, User F, who are members of Group B. The challenge is providing controlled access for Group A and Group B without replicating the files. Note that access to File 3 and File 5 is needed by both research projects. Also note that User A and User B are members of both groups. For this to work, File 3 and File 5 need group permissions for both Group A and Group B. In the iRODS data grid, multiple groups can be given access to a file, enabling use by multiple projects with overlapping user group members. Take 7 minutes and complete exercise 110. Run a rule to check whether public access is allowed on a collection. Use the rule LifeLibeZone Home RW Rules HIPAA check access approval.r. Add an access approval flag with value 1 to the collection and rerun the rule. Please load a paragraph describing your result into the lifetime library in the sub-collection class INLS 624 by the end of today's class.